and welcome to another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. My name is Ethan Shalloway. I'm joined by Chris Solona, and this is episode 235.
235. You better believe it.
This is September 22nd, 2025, and we're back with another episode. And we like to do this once a week, where we get together and we talk about music. So that's what we're going to do. So, Chris, we also like to start. I just want to know, man, how are you doing? This is a check-in. How you doing, man?
We're checking in here. I'm pretty good. We're recording this on Sunday, the 21st of September here. A nice little morning edition of the podcast. I had a pretty solid week. Good weekend so far. I'm excited to kind of take it easy today and watch some football, but I'm feeling pretty good. I got a good night of sleep last night, which is nice. It's like best sleeping weather right now because it's getting down to like the low 50s overnight. So I just leave the windows open. You know, the room gets real cold. So I'm fired up about that in a big way. I'm a little sore today. I had a big lift on Friday, and then yesterday I spent several hours repairing my grandparents' shed in their backyard. But we got it all done. It was pretty good. I'll tell you what, like when you're doing repairs, there's no better feeling than like, you know, if you have like nails or screws that like you're drilling in or hammering in, like obviously if you have the extra ones, you don't put them in your pocket, you like put them in your mouth. So you just like, you talk out of the corner of your mouth like you got a cigar in your mouth or something. Like I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to like carpentry or home improvements, but I do know that the screws go in the side of the mouth like a stogie.
Yeah, absolutely. So I worked with one of my new jobs. I'm doing a garage door installation, and there's a lot of tappers and screws and whatnot. So I'm using some power drills, and I've been I'm working with chainsaws and some bigger equipment. So my dexterity when it comes to using this stuff is not all that great. So you're fumbling with your fingers trying to get the bolts on and the screws, and so I got to work on my dexterity. But yeah, the good place to. Yeah, well, you put a few extra in your mouth, so in case you do drop one, because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You got spares. You got you're holding.
It's just like cigarettes, you always have one behind the ear in case you need one. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But how are you doing today, Ethan?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. Had a busy week. We actually finished up working with Andy. And we finished this flagstone patio that we started a while ago, and it's a big patio, and it came out great. It's really cool.
Excellent.
I enjoyed doing that. It was just a good job to be on for a bit, and he's doing really well. And yeah, just trying to catch a rhythm here. It was the first week back in Pennsylvania, and it was good. Like I'm just trying to figure out the rhythm. So I think it'll come together even more, obviously this week and the following. So
certainly.
But it was good, like stayed busy, and that's always a good thing, made some money. So yeah, I'm pumped up. I mean, I'm really happy it's Sunday and we get to chill and watch some football. The family's coming over.
Excellent.
Big family day every Sunday. So
yeah,
it's a good time, and it's my favorite time of the year. Like you said, the weather makes for the best sleeping conditions. I like waking up and being able to wear a sweatshirt. I know sometimes it gets too hot. I know it's sweater weather, so it can be hot, and you can be really hot during the middle of the day if you decide to wear, pants and a sweatshirt, to school for all the kids that go to,
the kids
that are in school.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah, but I definitely like when it's like, cool in the morning at nights and it gets hot during the day. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I feel very similarly. One more footnote before I think we got to thank some people and talk about this day in music, but this is the last episode that we will record as 28 and, that last episode will release as 28 and 31-year-olds, or 30-year-olds, excuse me. I'm putting you in the grave already, but our birthday is a week from today, the 28th, so the next episode will come out on the 29th, and we'll be old and wise.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Yep.
You got any birthday plans?
Kind of. I mean, like I've been throwing around some ideas. Like I know, I kind of wanted to go see a Phillies game.
Oh yeah,
they play Saturday, but it's about to be Red October. They got one of the best records in the division. So tickets are expensive for different area, pretty much the whole ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my brother. I mean, some concerts I wanted to go to, and I don't know. I feel like it just kind of, we're going to have to throw something together, but I am free. So, we're going to do something.
Absolutely, dude. Should be pretty good.
You have plans?
Yeah, not explicitly for my birthday. Like they were activities that we were doing anyways, but it'll be fun. The day before, a couple of my buddies and I are going to the uh Boston College versus Cal football game up at BC, so that'll be fun. That's on the 27th. And then on Sunday is the annual Mist to Muse kayak race. It's like,
Nice.
yeah, you got a little like a 7 mile kayak race that goes from like one beach bar to another bar, which is pretty great. So my friend, I did it for the first time last year, but a couple of my buddies have been doing it for probably 3, 4, 5 years. So it's firmly entrenched itself into the annual tradition category for me. So it was just pretty serendipitous that it's falling on my birthday. What better way to celebrate than yakking for several hours and having some beers?
I
in the
want to
open
formally
waters.
put my application into to attend next year.
Absolutely,
like
man.
I have. There's no reason
We'll
why.
put you in.
There's no reason why I should be missing such an activity as a kayak race for 7 miles. I mean, it's just, we love competition here. We love the idea of having stakes in it, and I just love like who can get to the beach bar fastest. That's
Well,
so
that's
good.
the thing. Like,
Is it solo or do you have, is it 2-person kayaks?
I think most of us, there's probably last year there was a group of like 12 of us who did it, and I think we had 10 solos, and then somebody, 2 people were in a tandem kayak, but we roll pretty deep. And the thing is, like, we don't specifically, we don't race to win. Like, we just kind of race to like enjoy the journey kind of thing. But we make decent enough time. It's definitely a blast. The kayaks are loaded down with beers and zins and all that type of stuff, and it's pretty fun too. Like just based off of the route of the race, like a bunch of people like will always like get on their boats and like they'll throw you beers and stuff and everything. Like there's this one bridge that you go under, and there's people like they'll stand on the bridge and like lower down to you like mimosas or just different things like that, and it's a good time. It's just a big old party, so I'm excited for that.
Oh man, that sounds so good. Yeah. I need activities like that in my life. Like,
oh yeah, I think everybody does, dude. That's what it's all about.
That's why I wanted to move home. I feel like I have a better shot at stuff like that. It's just so good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So things will be looking up pretty soon. Think pretty good. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Nothing to complain about.
It'll be a good birthday weekend.
I think so. Yeah, I think so for sure.
I'm gonna pull something together. I don't. I need something like that. So I want to figure it out.
Yeah, I have no doubts about
traditions. Like, dude, traditions are so important. Like
they are, man.
I wanna. Like, there's so many things that I'd love to. Yeah, just start doing that with. I need a group of people that will enjoy it just as much.
Yeah.
I got a lot of ideas all the time of stuff I want to do.
Got a lot on my mind. Yeah.
The problem 100%. Is, I feel like everybody that I'm around now is having kids. It seems like, I'm definitely the most free person when it comes to like, yeah, I can do that. Or people are married, so they can't just like, it's a little bit harder to plan stuff. So anyway. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just got to plan it, I guess.
It's like the Phoebe Bridgers song Scott Street when she meets her old friend, her old flame on the streets. It's like, what about the band? And he said, they're all having babies.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's too much shit to carry, man.
Isn't that a Wonder Years lyric too, where he says something like
in passing through a screen door, all the
27.
Yeah, people have 20, Jesus Christ, I'm 26. All the people, I graduated with, all have kids, all have wives, all have people who care if they come home at night.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ, did I fuck up?
Yeah. Yep. Like, we're no longer 26, but
no, dude, feels like just yesterday, man. Scary.
Yeah.
Well, time passes, but there's some things that are constant, and one of the constants around here is that we have a legion of people that choose to support us. Whether it be just by listening, whether it be by sharing the podcast with their friends, or by supporting us financially, because let's face it, things require dollars, and there's a lot of people out there that want to give us their dollars and cents, particularly through our Patreon, which we have a $2, $5, and $10 tier that you can choose to join at, or you can choose your own adventure and give it any level, any monetary amount that you are comfortable with. And Ethan, we can ring the bell. We have there's a couple things going on.
So there's huge developments going on.
We have a new member, and then we've had some, somebody made a pass on the inside to get, to get in pole position here. But we'll start with the new member here. We would like to welcome to the top tier, Grits likes pasta. Very passionate about pasta, I'm understanding. So I reached out to the mighty Grits likes pasta, to kind of get the story a little bit here. And they wrote in and said, OMG, hi. I've been listening to the podcast over the course of this year, so that would consider me a new gen. But I've followed this page for a few years now because it kept coming in my feed because I like grunge reels. For a while, I didn't have the ability to support the podcast, but things have changed, so I figured, why the hell not? That's great right there. We need
things
that.
have changed. I love that.
Things are different.
All is different now, dude.
Yep,
I love it.
And they'll try to explain here. As far as my grunge roots go, I would have to say that Pearl Jam is what got me into it with their album Lightning Bolt, because they had a song that appeared in one of my favorite games that came out at the time. For the last 5 years, I've been digging deep and actually listened to Gigaton earlier this week. Amazing album, but I would consider it more of a compilation than anything. Sorry I'm ranting. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
My best friend got me into Alice in Chains a few years ago, and from there we both dug into the different corners of the 90s Seattle scene and would show each other what we found. He loves Soundgarden and Nirvana, while I'm more partial to Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains. I decided to give because I love what you guys do. Not only is it educational, but I can tell that you guys love what you're doing yourselves, and I would love to continue to support it in any way that I can. You guys are absolute legends, and one of my favorite pages on Instagram. Don't spend my $10 all in one place. Love from Eastern Kentucky. P.S. If you haven't listened to Come Back from Pearl Jam's self-titled album, I highly suggest it because it's my favorite Pearl Jam song of all time. And then this next part, very important in all caps. And yes, I love pasta. It's so yummy. Mic dropped.
I was going to say, so is their last name Grits? Is that like Grits?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because I was wondering about the title of that. But I do Eastern Kentucky. That's great. I spent some time in Kentucky. Yeah, dude, I love. Something else that stuck out. I love that the friend is a Soundgarden Nirvana fan, and
they cover all the big four between the two of them.
Yep, that's good. That's good. What's the word I'm looking for?
Variety,
accountability. That's good accountability for the group right there.
Yeah,
make sure you're listening to it, all the corners, like they said.
Yeah, that's pretty great. I think they said not to spend their $10 in one place, but like. Maybe in an episode like to yeah, it's already spent. Maybe we take $5 a piece and buy some pasta and eat it while we're recording.
Just like the dog with all the pasta in its mouth.
Exactly. So
I'm in.
That's awesome. That really
I'm having pasta today.
Yeah, you are, dude.
Spaghetti meatballs.
That's man.
Sunday sauce.
Can I come through, dude? I love a Sunday sauce.
Sunday sauce is on, dude.
That is absolutely massive. So thank you, Grits Likes Pasta, for your support. Love to hear the origin story. Come Back is a great song. I went on to banter with them about that song a little bit, but absolute heater. Thank you for being here. Glad you like the page and glad you like the podcast. So we will thank you every week that you're a member of the top tier. Speaking of the top tier, Ethan, there's been a move made.
Big moves.
We now have a tie at the top tier. So the tag team of Abraham and Frank has been tied by Cracker Man. Cracker Man has decided to up the ante to 35, which is unbelievable. So I just checked in with Cracker Man this morning, and they said, "You deserve it, fellas. Love your work." And that's huge.
This is massive.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's big.
$35 is, it's more than most streaming devices.
That's buying a t-shirt at a concert every month, basically.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's more than streaming services.
Yeah. Like it's most things, you're going to be $19.99 or $15.99. I mean, Spotify's like $16.99. So like,
it's crazy, man.
We couldn't be more grateful. And I think we need to do something special for Cracker Man and honestly, the dogs of
Abraham and Frank,
so we will discuss privately what we need to do, because I don't want to throw
make people jealous.
Yeah, I don't want to. Well, I'm okay with that.
Jealousy is good because you can weaponize jealousy.
Yeah. Because if we make people jealous, they may want to also do it. But
true.
We just need to make sure we're on the same page and we can actually accomplish whatever we decide that we need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get tattoos of them.
Yeah. 2 dogs and a cracker.
And a cracker. Yeah, exactly.
2 dogs eating a cracker.
Yeah.
They're fighting over a cracker.
Like a cat dog situation going on. So anyways, we've got Abraham and Frank and Cracker Man all tied at the top. which is absolutely massive. We have the aforementioned Grits Likes Pasta, and the rest of the top tier, my mother, Carlene Salona. We've got Jamie Lynn, Doug Endy, What the Fuck Is Up Denny's, Nikki Six, Black Hole Sean, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Eddie Vedder Got Me Through My Second Divorce, Sherry Matthews, Go To John Russell, King Buzzo Stole My Hair, The Michael Dooley Project, A Bit Dusty, Ultra Mega OK, Heidi in Chains, Looking California, and Feeling Minnesota. That's the group.
Getting better every week at it, Chris.
It is, dude. It feels really good. So with that in the books now, we just have to touch upon a couple of things that happened on this day in music history. Honestly, a fairly quiet day, which is funny because I feel like when you get into September, like there's monumental things that need to be commemorated every single day.
We got lucky.
We got lucky. Yeah, we dodged a bullet. We'll start on this day in 1957. The great Nick Cave was born. And, you know, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds is something that I'm not really super duper familiar with. I do know that he's got one of the most menacing faces in music history.
Yes,
for sure.
I just pulled him up too.
Yeah, I've listened. I don't know. I kind of pop around in and out of the whole Nick Cave thing from time to time. But
do you?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, there's one song from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds that I really like. It's called "Come Into My Sleep." It's kind of groovy and like a little foreboding. But it's on my fall playlist right now, actually. So, happy birthday to Nick Cave.
Yeah, that's an artist I haven't spent a ton of time with.
One that you hear about, like this is firmly in that category of like the Sonic Youths and like the Iggy Pops of the world, where it's like you're always hearing about this guy or this group, but.
I just always thought it was Nick Cage, but he changed his name because he kind of has a Nick Cage look.
Have you ever seen him in the same place?
oh, yeah, exactly, dude. And they both could be the same person. But yeah, I'm excited. He kind of has he has that, I don't know, deeper voice, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's very appealing. Very appealing sonics to his sound. So I can see where he's very popular, but. Blind spot here.
Yeah, a blind melon.
Okay. Yeah, happy birthday. So 1998, last one on the list, only two today.
And that's it.
The Goo Goo Dolls released their album Dizzy Up the Girl, which has all the hits: Iris, Slide, Black Balloon, Broadway. So Goo Goo Dolls, how do I say? Goo Goo Dolls had like, they're kind of like your favorite. Like at one point, it's like you get a birthday present, a toy when you're like 15 or whatever, and you play with it, and you're just like,
I can't wait to hear where you're going with this.
Well, you like play with it, and you're like, this is the best toy ever, and then all of a sudden, like you put it away, you get something else, and like I used to love Goo Goo Dolls when I was younger, whatever, but like then I kind of got bored of them, and I haven't really pulled out the old toy in a while to play with.
Interesting.
The Goo Goo Doll. I mean, when they come on, like Iris was always like what made me emotional when I was 18
you
or something.
Bleed just to know you're alive.
Yeah. But it's been a while since I've really enjoyed checking out the Goo Goo Dolls. I don't know. Does that make sense? Do you have similar feelings?
I think you sufficiently landed that plane, I would say. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, this album is absolutely top tier. Ethan, are you familiar with the I suppose it's like a game called Music League. Have you ever heard of that? Or like
No.
it's like a social thing where basically
like Rocket League.
I don't know what Rocket League is, so maybe, but basically like what it is like you invite like all your pals into this thing. It's called Music League, and every single week like each member of the league selects a prompt, and then like you submit a song that like you think best fits that prompt. So my gym, like we started a music league a few weeks ago, and like you just get to choose like whichever prompt. So like week 1 was like Monday morning, like whatever song like you would choose. The second one was like the ride home, something chill after a rager of a lifting session. Round 3, the third week was screaming on the highway. Like, and you just pick a song that like you think best fits that prompt. So round 3, the runner up was Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls for like windows down, like radio up, just like belting it out, which I felt was appropriate. It got a lot of, dude, there's 27 people in this league, so there's a lot of votes to be had. But ever since I saw that submitted last week, I've kind of been in the Goo Goo Dolls zone a little bit. So that was the purpose of the story.
So is Music League like a national, like a national
No,
worldwide
it's
type of
just
thing?
I
Or
don't.
did you guys start this? I've never heard of
No,
it.
no, no. Yeah, it's like an app. It's like a website that you can go
Okay.
on to, and like it's like you can make like a private league, or you can join like public ones. And whoever has the most points at the end wins. So,
No way. All right.
yeah,
So
we're
so you submit and then like do people
and then
vote?
everybody votes on it. Then we all vote on it. So like there's like the first 2 days of the week are the submission days, and then the submissions close, and then you get to vote on everybody's songs, and then at the end of
Have
the
you
week.
won a week yet?
I have not won a week yet. I came in fourth the first week out of 27.
Okay.
I'm currently in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I'm in ninth place out of 27th with 46 points. The leader has 68 points right now.
Okay.
And if you're interested, last place has 5 points.
Yeah.
so
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, anyways,
tight without a string.
Yeah, huge time for the Goo Goo Dolls, and I suppose 1998. That would mean 27 years old. Wow, crazy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That is that. I like that idea a lot. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's fun. Like we should maybe we do like a Patreon music league. Like I could get into something like that. That could be fun, perhaps. We have enough
like that
people.
a lot.
I think we could do this.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's actually is pretty solid.
That's a heater of an idea.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
We'll look into that.
I mean, I've never been in a music league.
Yeah, it's very intuitive. Like I probably didn't explain it excellently, but
I mean, I don't know how else you would explain it.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, like I don't know how else to say it.
Yep, that's it. So that's this day in music history, and I think this is probably the latest that we've gotten into an episode without explicitly referencing what exactly the episode is about. But you'll see the title in the description. But as everybody's probably well aware, because we're all kind of tuned into the music world, September is an unbelievably busy month in the grunge and grunge-adjacent world in terms of album release anniversaries. So we took a list of the 10 that came to mind most immediately. And because people love lists, Ethan, we're going to rank them. We're going to go from 10 all the way to 1. And I'm sure there's some albums probably that we've missed, that we just, forgot to include on this list. There's maybe some like adjacent albums that we're just not including on this list. For example, everybody always thinks about, how Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, and Nevermind were released on the same day in 1991 on September 24th. For the purpose of this exercise, the Chili Peppers are not going to be included. But we've got a good list, a diverse list of 10 albums here that we're going to rank here and take them down, and we'll definitively answer what Grunge Bible's favorite September album is by the time this is all said and done. So we're playing for keeps here. This is our list. This is not what the best or most impactful album is. This is our list in terms of how much we like it and how much we really listen to it. So
yeah, and I know what everybody's thinking, and sadly, Shock to the System Part 2 by Daughtry is not on this list. We're not going to rank it.
What a shame.
That came out September 7th.
Yeah, Dizzy Up the Girl is not going to be on the list.
So yeah, it'll be fun. Like I said, there's definitely a ton of albums that came out in September, but funny enough, there's 10 really good grunge related albums that we can go through. So we're gonna do that, and you'll never guess what number 1 is, and that's all I'm gonna. I mean, you probably have an idea, but we mixed it up a little bit because this is our list, and we decided it's not like critical acclaim like that. What is the objectively had the most sales? This is definitely a personal list, like just what we go to. What if we were in a car together and Chris said, hey, do you want to play this or this?
Yeah. And how frequently would the answer be yes? Yeah.
And if you had to choose between these albums in a car ride, which that's obviously very situational,
right?
But
this
is our music league.
Yeah, this is
our music league,
and we are the only voters.
That's right. All right, so we're going to start with number 10.
Yep. Which,
right? Should we get right into it?
Oh yeah. I think let's get right into it. And by happenstance, Ethan, this album came out on this day that we're recording this, September 21st, way back in 1999, right before the new millennium began. And our number 10 album release of the month of September is going to be Chris Cornell's first ever studio album, Euphoria Morning, as I said, released 9/21 of 1999.
And this album, We haven't. We know we did a louder than love episode. I know that there's a request out there to go through this album a
Euphoria
little bit
Morning,
more.
right?
Yeah. So, it's an album that I have. It doesn't have any songs that really have stuck with me per se, like compared
Yeah.
to some of the louder than love stuff and obviously um, other solo albums within the genre. But it is a really solid like debut like solo stuff. I think everybody got really excited for more of Chris Cornell and to be playing because his voice. Anytime he has a voice and guitar and like I mean, there's definitely some really good stuff on this, and it has a Sunday mornings with Chris. I mean, like
Oh
you can
yeah.
listen to it. So yeah,
Well, that's the interesting thing too, because at the time that this came about, it's like, where is Chris going to go with his solo stuff? Because Soundgarden had broken up in 1997. Audioslave hadn't happened yet. And you kind of wonder where exactly he's going to go in terms of style. I do love the fact that two of his chief collaborators on this album were Natasha Schneider and Alan Johannes, two just absolutely stalwart musicians and writers and everything. But yeah, I kind of agree with you about the tracks, and I think that's why this is number 10 and maybe not a little bit higher on the list, because there's not really any tracks on this album that are like go-tos for me. I do like the first song, Can't Change Me. That was the first single, actually. When I'm Down is another great song. Sweet Euphoria is another solid one, but nothing for me that's like super, super much of a standout. I do love his background that he said about the song Can't Change Me. It's like at some point you try and become a better person and change your ways to make everybody happy. And that goes on for a while. And then you just get to a point where you're like, fuck it, I'm me. And then you write a song called Can't Change Me. We've all been there.
we've all been there. And obviously, like, yeah, if you got Audioslave coming right after that. So I think that, he didn't know where the career was going to go, but it's such a, I'm glad that he came back and did some more solo stuff. I'm glad we got Audioslave after it too.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
All right. Moving to number 9. This is, and it's funny because we have a few solo stuff, but there's no real repeats as far as like, well, there's one repeat as far as like main albums, but everything's
from different bands. Yeah, they're more or less all from different projects. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. So we're going to, and so recorded or released on September 20th.
Yeah, this one just turned 16.
Yep, 2009. We have Pearl Jam's Backspacer.
Oh yeah.
And this is a fun album to have. Like I know Just Breathe was like a big it's a pretty big song for Pearl Jam.
Super popular.
Casuals, I guess, right? Like that's like it's used in a lot of TV shows or movies. I mean, also would you not agree?
I would totally agree. Like the casuals, like they know Alive, Even Flow, and maybe Jeremy, and then they know Better Man, and then they just smash cut, 15 years later, and then they know Just Breathe.
Yeah, like I can hear
about it.
Yeah, like they could just be like, yeah, and that song Just Breathe really shows like the depth of Pearl Jam.
I'm glad that we get to dunk on some casuals today. I was not expecting to do that, but I'll take any opportunity that I can.
Yeah. I really like I've always really liked Amongst the Waves for whatever reason. It just has that vibe, but it's similar to like I don't know, it gave me release feelings,
Yeah, big time. Dude, Amongst the Waves and Unthought Known are just such I absolutely love those songs. Unthought Known's my favorite from this record. I mean, that song, like, oh yeah, big time. Along with The Fixer. I mean, this is interesting too, because like Pearl Jam had a pretty serious string of some like really down in the dumps, like depressed albums. Like, I mean, Binaural in 2000, Riot Act in 2002, Pearl Jam, the self-titled Avocado album in 2006, and then Backspacer, like, a curtain was lifted and they went from, black to just shining skies here.
The blue.
Yeah, black gave way to blue, foreshadowing there. So it's kind of nice to kind of get some like happier tunes here. I mean, even not a favorite of mine, but the album starts with "Gonna See My Friend," which is another pretty solid song. A fun tidbit about this album: it comes in at just under 37 minutes across those 11 songs. Shortest album Pearl Jam's ever released. But This is definitely a good one. I've spent, like, when we first got into Pearl Jam back in 2016 or 2015, whenever that was. Definitely spent a lot of time with this one. Particularly, I would always listen to Amongst the Waves and Unthought Known, like when I was walking around campus or riding the bus to practice or something. But definitely, an album, I kind of overlook it a little bit. Like, it's very popular to shit on Pearl Jam post like 2000, 2005, 2006 or so. But
Right.
this is, as I mature, my take on this one has matured in a big way, and I definitely appreciate this one.
What do you think of the album art
Dude,
compared to the rest of the stuff that they,
it's giving No Code, like No Code's album cover
Yeah.
did like the same thing. I don't know what's going on this one, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a cartoon, like it looks like a comic strip.
It does look like a comic strip, yeah.
And yeah,
You got
it's
the
a little
brain in the
different for
middle.
what,
How about the guy on like the little tricycle between the legs of the taller woman at the bottom? That's
it's funny because like I see it, I'm just like kind of
is that Nick Cave on the bottom left?
Dude, is it?
Dude, how about the really distressed man in front of the train?
He could also be the top right too.
Yeah, it could be. That's crazy, dude.
I love
the
astronaut drummer.
Yeah.
Like at first when I see something like this, I'm like, all right, does this have like, each song has its own graphic, but there's 12,
right.
11, 12 songs. So
what does this mean?
So some of them would be, but if we had to assign some, I mean, if I had to assign some songs, I think the Got Some would be the girl doing like, I don't know, it looks like a karate kick in midair.
Yeah. I think the Flaming Train would be The End.
Johnny Guitar is definitely the guy with the hat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The Hat Man, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of freaky.
Funny. Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's definitely, it's one of those things where I think when I first see them, like, why did Pearl Jam, why would they do that? But then later you're just like, oh yeah, it makes so much sense that's that artwork for this album.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah, they did. It was album artwork was handled by Dan Perkins, who is an editorial cartoonist. Apparently his pen name is Tom Tomorrow. So thank you, Mr. Tomorrow, for this lovely album artwork.
That's great.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty great. That's our number 9 album release of the month of September. We're gonna move up to number 8, and we did foreshadow it at a couple of different points. And this is going to be Alice in Chains' album "Black Gives Way to Blue," which was released on September 29th of 2009. Their first record post hiatus in the 90s, their first record without Lane Staley, and their first one with William Duvall as a member of the band.
Yeah, this album, I think was, highly anticipated because it was like, what is the band going to be doing? Are they going to keep playing? Are they going to start doing stuff? And
or is that going to be it?
Or is that going to be it? And, I think everybody obviously knew Jerry as a great songwriter and musician. And I think everybody wanted, obviously wanted more. And he did a lot of writing and obviously the vocal harmonies and whatnot on this. But William Duvall, he gets a lot of crap. He did. I think at this point,
people have come around. I think
people have totally come around. He's been there. Like sometimes you got to be there long enough, right? It's like,
and he's been in the band.
Any type of replacement, like if it's a sports, star or something, it's like, you're always going to compare to the last coach or whatever.
I mean, he's got 19 years in the band now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Like it's always funny because, and people will always refer to him as like the new Alice in Chains singer, but there's nothing new about 19 years, in one place. No. So, in this album, dude, it's definitely got its high points for me. Check My Brain is honestly one of my favorite Alice in Chains songs, period, like bar none. Not just like Duvall era. Like I think it's one of their best ever. Your Decision is another classic, acoustic style, Jerry just kind of doing his thing. And also the title track is just an absolutely beautiful gutting song. Black Gives Way to Blue. And you could tell how heavy of an album and how heavy of a period of time this was for the band and for Jerry, certainly, being the chief songwriter for a lot of this stuff and even lyrically as well, just kind of reflecting on, mourning the loss of the previous iteration of the band and moving forward with William. Definitely an absolutely fantastic album.
Yeah, the Black Gives Way to Blue piano mix, which is on there, is so good. Obviously both the original and that one. And there's something like, I mean, they have, Jerry singing, like, he has such a beautiful voice to kind of like fill a chasm. Like, I'd like to see him sing in the Catacombs, like
Yeah, absolutely. Get him down
like
there with
get Jerry.
Josh.
If I had to vote like the next person to go to the Catacombs, it's Jerry. Like,
And then,
but it's just
the
it's a beautiful
the
song.
third person to go down there would be us to do a live taping of the podcast. I'm sure the French consulate would sign off on that.
Well, yeah, it checks out.
Yeah.
Catacombs are grunge, like,
Yeah, dude. They're pretty grunge.
But I think that this album has obviously grown. I'm not exactly sure how it was, what the anticipation
Right, because
was.
we weren't really plugged in at the time.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was highly anticipating this in 2009. I didn't know too much about it all, and
Right.
but I think that this comes out on 29th, so a day after our birthday back then.
Yeah, my 11th birthday. Nobody got me a copy of this for my birthday.
Yeah, which is a bummer.
Much to my chagrin.
But
that's
really,
the way it goes.
Really solid album, and people don't talk about how Black gives way to blue.
That's true. Yeah,
yeah. Like it's sometimes people, sometimes like, when's blue going to give way to black again?
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
is it cyclical? I would imagine that it is a cyclical thing. Like, I don't think it just goes from black to blue and then that's it. I do think, it even if it doesn't go from blue to black, like it could go from blue to purple to black, or, I just don't think this is its final form yet. I think there is.
I take it as like it's the battle of good and evil. Like, sometimes blue's ahead, sometimes black's ahead, but it's just a never-ending battle over everything. And
I would agree, man.
It was big news when black gave way to blue. Like, it's a turning point. Like, I mean, it's like,
I kind of caught people off guard because it had been black for such a long time, and I don't know if they expected it to turn to blue in 2009, but it did.
Yeah.
So we're still waiting for that next move here to see where blue is going to give way to. So
I mean, it was like you said, it was black for 7 years since 2002. I think that's when
Lane died in 2002.
When blue took over. Yeah, when black would. I'm getting it mixed up. Yeah, when Lane passed, that's when black was in control.
So
but now black gives way to blue.
I don't know what's going on.
Are you colorblind? Are you blind? Are you by chance the blind melon?
Dude. There's too many references I can make right now between like me being actually colorblind by the Counting Crows, blind as in Blind Melon, which is going to be our seventh best album release of the month of September, and the anniversary is actually the day that this episode is going to come out on September 22nd. This album was released on September 22nd of 1992. Major label release to get things going for Blind Melon out on Capitol Records. Obviously, this whole thing took him to the top with No Rain and the accompanying music video. But if I need to give a boilerplate statement on Blind Melon and why people should listen, I always say, there's so much more than No Rain, and there's so many tracks that I think are just as good, if not better. And this was such a strong album, dude. I Wonder is such a great tune. Change, obviously, is one of the most beautiful songs, I think, from that era. Sleepy House is another one, and Drive, for me, is just another just absolutely fantastic song. The band really came together to make this thing super special and set the bar really high. And I think they continued to reach that bar for the rest of their recording career with Shannon Hoon. But they certainly got off to such a great start here. And, we went through a period of time listening to a lot of Blind Melon back in the day, but not something that we seek out all the time. I think this might be akin to the toy metaphor that you made with the Goo Goo Dolls.
Exactly.
But we're not playing with this toy all the time, but it is still on the shelf, and like we look at it more frequently than we do, Dizzy Up the Girl, for example.
Well, it's a favorite. I mean, and you go back and you're like, I can't throw away this toy.
No.
It's something. It's like it's you're never going to get rid of it. Where
Right.
Some other albums or some stuff. It's like I need to make room for. Black needs to give way to blue here. But with the Blind Melon's case, like, I mean, this album, like, it is an awesome album to go back to. It's really nice when there's like 4 or 5 songs on an album that you can really get behind, because then like the listening fully through is really digestible and stuff. And this one, there's anticipation involved, And this album, like, I mean, yeah, it's got No Rain, which is, it's nice, it's the flagship. But then, like you said, Change and Sleepy House and Drive and Time, Holy Man. So like, there's just
tones of home. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And it's probably, I mean, I don't know if it's their best album. Yeah, that's another. It means people love Soup.
Right.
You're a big Nico fan, I know.
I do. I like that compilation album they put together after Shannon passed away. I really like their entire discography is so strong. It's really difficult to kind of choose, but yeah, this is obviously a really, really special one, and I think the one that they're most remembered by, and for good reason. It's a really, really great record.
All right. Now we're going to go back. This is I believe, the oldest release on the list.
It is.
Absolutely. So we're going back to September 5th, 1989. Yeah, the 80s. You didn't know we were 80s people, but
yeah, we are.
We're going to go with Soundgarden's Louder Than Love album, which is
major label debut.
And
that felt good to say that like that.
That was pretty. Was that your radio voice?
I think it was.
Let me hear that again.
And now with their major label debut, it's Soundgarden's Louder Than Love, out on A&M Records.
Yeah, everybody's grabbing the cassettes and pressing play.
Oh yeah,
or pressing record. That is, so they can steal it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, rip that.
Not to be confused with Louder Than Lift, a famous lifting playlist.
Famous collaborative playlist by Chris Lona and Ethan Chalway.
Which has
although the album artworks are quite similar.
It's very true, and there are some songs I believe are on both.
Yeah, I think there is.
I think Big Dumb Sex is on the lifting playlist, but this is the really solid, heavy first album. We got a few Ugly Truth or Hands All Over, which
Hands All Over is just the best, man.
Yeah, it's such really, really solid.
Gun as well. Get on the Snake, Loud Love, one that we quote all of the time. And then I do think so to roll back the curtain a little bit, this album was in higher position. And then we made some amendments to the cadence of our list, and this one kind of got knocked down a little bit after we went to an official review and discussed the fact that Full On Kevin's Mom made the record as the 6th song. I just I don't know.
Full On Kevin's Mom, dude.
It was all fun and games. Kev and me were 2 of 3 brothers till the end, and then as it often happens, then one went full on Kevin's Mom, and now things have changed. So this is really just like an incredible song about like one of your boys becoming intimate with one of your boys' moms, which I don't know. Did that happen a lot in the 80s or in the 70s? Like
probably more than it does now.
I didn't hear about that growing up. Like I didn't hear about that happening. So
yeah. I feel like Soundgarden, they kind of take the cake. I mean, maybe Nirvana for like sexual innuendos, like in their song
Big
titles.
Dumb Sex.
Big Dumb Sex, and I guess there's, like I said, Nirvana may have a lot, but Soundgarden, they get pretty.
Get on the Snake, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's a second album, and just great stuff, dude. They were crushing it, playing during the time, and
last album with Hiro Yamamoto before Ben Shepherd joined the band. Hiro got some writing credits on this. So yesterday was Ben Shepherd's birthday. Actually, I forgot to post about that on the page. But
Ben, birthday, if you're listening, happy birthday! I'm
sure you are.
You'd ever like to come and talk with us about the time in Soundgarden? Then come on.
Yeah, man. You know where to find us. So that's our number 6 song. So we're going to get to the top 5 here. Now we're going to be playing for keeps. And the 5th album release of the month of September is going to go back to September 24th of 1991 with Nirvana's Nevermind. And I know what you're thinking. I can hear you through the radio waves. You're mad at us that it's number 5 and it's not number 1, 2, or 3. But this is just our list. And we're really not huge Nirvana fans around here. We respect the hell out of them. We just don't really listen that often. So that's the reason why it's down here at number 5. I mean, five's pretty good. I mean, Five solid top five. That's really good accolades. Obviously, this is one of the most influential records to come out, in the latter part of the 20th century, and certainly one of the most influential as far as our genre is concerned. We just listened to 4 other albums a little bit more that were released during the month of September, but we can't overstate obviously how important this one was, and we've spent a lot of airtime doing that over the years here.
Yeah, I mean, this could easily be number one for a lot of reasons. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think we're experiencing fatigue in the Nevermind realm, and we've talked about it a bunch in a lot of ways. But I will say this: so, like I said, I started my new job, in a way with a man who is in the he's a blue collar guy, and all my bosses have been blue collar guys that are in the range of 40 to 50 or 35 to 50.
The target audience.
The target audience when it comes to this. So I actually started, Chris, so you'd enjoy. I played Dada. I played that album that was
the one that Sam Culp sent us, right?
With Disneyland. Yep. And he was like, "Oh, I love this song." We went into all this stuff, and of course, I'm getting a new perspective from somebody else who I told him I was a drummer. He's like, "Oh, I'm starting all of it over again. Like my music taste. I'm at the helm for playing music all day," and he's loving it. He's like, this is exactly what I listen to. But he did say, like, when Nirvana, when he's like the MTV stranglehold, that was like when we came back, he's like, we would get on, like, and when this played, he broke it down to me in like another reiteration of like how big of a deal it was when you went home after school and this was on. He's like, MTV was everything for all of us.
Oh yeah.
And it was a big deal, and you couldn't escape it. It was so good. It was like, the rock and rollers were pissed. He's like, they ruined rock and roll for a lot of people because that's all they wanted to hear was this type of music, grunge, and kind of like the pop. And I don't know, it was kind of interesting just get another story, and people saying, like, kind of hammering home the importance of Nirvana and this album and Smells Like Teen Spirit. And
I'll tell you, that's like hearing a story like that from somebody like that is the best remedy for any level of fatigue that we feel when it comes to some of these records,
exactly.
Because like, for us, we've been acquainted with this music for 10, 15 years now, but like for somebody like that to, 30, 34 years down the road to still be like, yeah, this was the one. And like, this had such a big impact and like, it's so special. It really kind of reframes it, I think, for us as well as, the stewards that we have to be for this kind of music.
And it always highlights, like I said, the impact that I will never feel. And I have random stuff that has impacted me that, like, I have to, like, okay, this is like, I know what it was like when this came out. And so it's always a really good reminder. And that's why they always appreciate when it kind of comes on. And it's so it's good. It's funny because now I have another boss to kind of bring opinions of music to that I can't wait to just
absolutely
have a lot of like similar conversations I've had over the years, but a total different new perspective.
100%.
Great.
Yeah, you'd be spending a lot of time with the hits.
Yeah, and like, this is not a surprise. Like, this album is like full of bangers. Obviously, like it's a hard set list to really argue with. So
yeah,
you guys know it. You guys definitely know the album. There's nothing more
really have to say anything else about it exactly, other than it's number 5. So let's move up into the top 4 here, and a little bit further down on the list, we had a prominent grunge rock musician's solo debut, and now we have another one checking in at number 4, and this is going to be Eddie Vedder's solo album debut, the soundtrack for the Into the Wild movie, and the soundtrack was released on September 18th of 2007, and it is our number 4 all-time grunge-adjacent release of the month of September. And we did an episode on the movie and the soundtrack, like way back in the day, I think in our first couple of months of doing this show. I remember it being what I felt was a pretty strong episode, but stronger than the episode that we did about it was the album that we did the episode about. And this is one still that, I remember when I was first getting into this stuff, I had to track down a CD of it. I'm looking at it in my CD stack just across the room from me.
Yeah.
Still have it, still listen to this one from, from time to time. And really just, I think it's an important record to spend time with when you're like kind of late teens, early 20s, just trying to figure out what it is that you want to be doing, or really at any point in your life where you kind of got to figure out what you want to be doing. We just celebrated the anniversary of this album a few days ago, and it still rings true. The songs are still great, and definitely grateful that Eddie Vedder chose to start his solo journey, and there was no better place to start. And I don't think he could have started off any better than with this one.
Yeah, this album, I really do enjoy soundtracks that you hired Eddie Vedder, like, I mean, it was for a purpose, and you put together something to string a whole movie together, and it's done so well. And it's just, it really, that time when we watched it and listened to it and kind of, ingested it the most, was very impactful.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we were, making the list, like, just the general impact that these albums had on our life, like this one is definitely really high.
Huge
and
impact. Yeah.
like I could argue that it's the kind of the most like immediate impact. Then there's other albums that I may like the songs more, but as far as impact and like how it was, packaged with the movie, with the visuals, it's like a one big music video is this movie, and it got us thinking. I actually really do like that, the episode that we did on it. I'd like to go back and listen to it at some point. And it has, awesome songs. Obviously, Hard Sun was covered by Gordon Peterson.
India,
Society was a cover as well.
I don't believe it was a cover. I just think it was written by somebody else. I don't think there's a prior version of it.
Because I love Society is such a good song.
Yeah.
And then of course Guaranteed is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. And this is actually in a weird way, it's kind of tied into a lot of what we ended up seeing on Backspacer, because this album only predated it by a little bit. And I remember I for the life of me, I still don't know how to pronounce the sixth song on the soundtrack. Tulum, is that?
I think it's Tulum, yeah.
However that's pronounced, that in a way is a predecessor to Just Breathe by Pearl Jam. The finger picking style is very, very similar, and I believe Eddie Vedder had said that this was kind of the ancestor of Just Breathe, so kind of a cool tie-in here on our list. But yeah, dude, The End of the Road is another fantastic song. Long Nights, Far Behind, Setting. I mean, it's got a song for every sort of emotion that you can feel, and it's just perfect.
Yeah, but if you're doing hiking or any type of traveling or moving, I mean,
could be the one.
I mean, it's definitely, it's hard not to have it, hard not to have it affect you in those moments.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine.
It's hard to imagine. All right, anything else on that? Move on to the top three.
Yeah, let's get into the podium positions here. The bronze medalist.
The bronze medalist. Ooh, speaking of bronze medal, so
yes,
this is big, and we love sports here. So the world championship. I love sports, dude. We like sports, and we don't care who knows.
No, yeah.
The world championships of track and field are finishing up, I believe today, maybe tomorrow, in Tokyo, Japan. And the world championships are every 2 years. And the Olympics are every 4. So it is the major championship. It's just like the Super Bowl happens once a year. And when I moved to Birmingham, Alabama, the goal was to make one of these teams and compete for a medal. That was always a thing. And my roommate Curtis Thompson, who, believe it or not, like, he's from Jersey, and I remember when I was in high school, my senior year, he was a junior, and I had the farthest throw in Pennsylvania, but the fourth farthest throw in the country that year.
Okay.
And this guy Curtis Thompson was number 1. I was at 208, and he was he was
Did
a
you
junior.
compete against him in nationals?
In high school, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I would have figured, yeah.
I competed against him, and he was really good, and he was good through college. And I never made friends with him. He was always like my competition, the guy who was ahead of me. And I went to Kentucky, he went to Mississippi State, and I was like, this guy, like, I don't know if I like him, because he's good. And it's just, anyway, when we moved to Alabama, he moved to the group as well, and he was my roommate for 4 or 5 years. Just the last year and a half, he hasn't been, and he's made the last 2 Olympics and couple teams, and he's made the final. He's been really doing well, but this year, dude, he got third. He got a medal. He got bronze on his first throw on Wednesday or whatever it was. and this is the first male javelin medal since 2007 when Bro got bronze as well, and then besides that, the first major championship medal since like the 80s. So this man, he did it. He made history, and I am so dang proud of him. Like I mean, my longest tenured training partner, been there through everything. Like I remember when we first got there, we went to, we got food at Whataburger and was like, we knew each other. Obviously, we competed against each other a bunch, but it was like, what are your goals? And we like talked about the stuff that we wanted to achieve and get done.
Yeah.
And he's always had these goals, and he's got more goals. Like, I'm just so dang proud of him. So I want to give a shout out. So if you follow the track and field world and my journey, I'm doing, we're also following my buddy Curtis. He's a killer. He's awesome.
Yeah,
so I'm super proud of him. It's a big deal.
Yeah, that is a huge deal. They don't really make deals much bigger than that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. History made.
I mean, you better believe it, man.
I could go on. There's a lot of
yeah.
I don't even know how I just got onto that tangent.
I said podium position, bronze medalist.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Like moth to a flame.
Oh shoot. All right. Yeah, do you want
yeah, sure.
This one in? Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So our third best all-time album release from September is going to be another debut album. We've seen one band debut album and two solo debut albums, but another band's debut album released on September the 29th of 1992 would be Core by the Stone Temple Pilots. It is our number 3 album release from the month of September. I remember we did an episode on Core way back in the day, and like we kind of had like a revelation when it came to Stone Temple Pilots and when it came to this album, and just how cool it is, and the writing behind it, the lyrics, and obviously the music.
One of our best album reviews.
I think that's definitely one that's up there. I mean, you talk about starting it, and just making hits. I mean, Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden, Creeps on here, Piece of Pie, Plush, obviously.
Top level
most importantly, top dog Cracker Man is on here. And then they close this record down with Where the River Goes. They kind of found one area of song style on this record and just hit it, from first song to 12th song, with the exception, I would say, of Creep maybe. But, really before branching out when it came to the Purple album in 1994, and obviously, Tiny Music and number 4 afterwards. But, they had to start here. They started loud, they started consistently, and they started awesome. This record, when you want to listen to something loud and energetic, you can't go wrong with this one.
Yeah, I mean, you went through the lists. I mean, there's a killer set of songs here, and yeah, that review that we did was so good because there's the intertwined kind of theme behind it, and the Wicked Garden, if you will.
Yeah,
it's a really well put together album, and like you said, this for a debut album, it's just incredible. It's such a good starting, like to come out of the gates like that puts a lot of potential to your name, and definitely lived up with it. I mean,
I'd say
we come back to it when we get into the STP zone. We start talking like who really holds the belt of like singer-songwriter or like just the musicianship. Like if you break it down, I mean, the
Leo brothers, Kretz and Weiland, man, they were quite the outfit in their day.
Could do anything.
Yeah, they really could. So
yeah, this is easily a great bronze medal for today's exercise. Could easily be higher.
Yeah.
But we got some heaters.
Yeah, we do have some heaters here. The silver medalist also released on September 29th, 1992. Busy day for those who were tuned into the music world at the time. Alice in Chains' Dirt is our second all-time album release from the month of September. This was their second studio album, following up Facelift from 1990. And speaking of Hit Parade, obviously, this one's the same damn thing. Tracks like Them Bones, Damn That River, Rain When I Die, Down on a Hole, Rooster, Junkhead, Godsmack, Hate to Feel, Angry Chair, and Wood, a little-known B-side here way at the back of the album that many people may not have heard. But it doesn't detract from just how special the album is and how notable the album is. But as we've been saying for a couple of years, Alice in Chains has come way back into the mainstream consciousness of both grunge fans and music fans in general. I see, meme culture has kind of taken a hold of Alice in Chains, and they always key in on the roosters of the worlds, or the down in the holes of the worlds. But, all of the memification of this, and certainly the memification that we're complicit in and that we've actively contributed to, does not detract from how special of an album this is. And, talk about a band hitting their stride, Jerry singing a little bit more on this one, certainly, than he did on Facelift. And, the band's reaching their final form here with this, or their best form with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, this is an extremely complete album as well. I would say, to bring Nevermind back in the fold, we got like Nevermind, Core, and Dirt as just really, really beautifully put together albums. I mean, the riffs on Dirt are just awesome.
Diabolical, man.
Yeah, just diabolical. And obviously starting the whole thing off with Them Bones, giving a good yell to start and kind of going. I mean, it sets the tone. And this album is definitely one you put on the job, and you play all the songs, and you're not upset with anything. It's such a good album, and the album artwork is one of the most iconic in the genre, in my opinion. Like, just the burnt orange look is so cool. Like, I really would love to get a vinyl with that, just a bigger piece of that artwork versus.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, like, the beginning several years of Alice in Chains, their first releases, they knew how to make an album cover. I mean, I think a Facelift's album cover, I mean, Saps is fine, but then obviously Dirt, Jar of Flies, and then the self-titled 95 album, the Three Leg Dog album, they know how to do up an album cover.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it's just the guitar work in this whole.
Yeah.
It's just Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains guys,
melting stuff, man.
And I know what everybody's thinking. Like, all right, why is it not number one? I think you've hit everything that is on our. Everybody's bingo board is pretty much full, right?
Well, into that, like, I just have a question, Ethan, for you and for the listener as well, and that is, are you ready for what's to come?
The Faceless Man is not far away.
I mean, Mr. Seeker, you got to hold on to this advice.
We have to wash away those years, as my arms are wide open.
Absolutely.
Inside us all.
Our number one album release.
Number one album, and this has everything to do with the day that it came out. This album was released on our birthday, September 28th. And it has everything to do with it. It may be the best album of all time.
It might be.
In 1999, in 1999, right before the year 2000, Creed came out with the absolute banger of Human Clay. And this album has everything you need on it. Really, with Arms Wide Open and Higher, you're gonna get through pretty much everything you need to achieve on the internet these days when it comes to soundtracks.
And we always talk about, Ethan, obviously the debut albums of bands, right? And they had My Own Prison, but almost more important is how a band follows it up. The Dirts to the Facelifts, the Verses to the Tens, the Neverminds to the Bleaches, but the Human Clay, I mean, as a second album, you set the bar with My Own Prison, and you come back with a just unbelievably powerful right hook of Human Clay.
Yeah.
And Ethan, I'm just, full disclosure here, I have the Wikipedia open just to get the track listing and some quick facts all at my fingertips. It's just the easiest way to do it. Did you know that this album has sold over 20 million copies worldwide? 20 million!
20 million is so much.
That's crazy. That's so many albums.
That is so many. And, we were talking about Alice in Chains, Dirt's album cover, but like, if we're getting into album covers, I was hoping this isn't Creed's best album cover. That would have to go to Weathered.
Absolutely have to go to Weathered.
It goes to Weathered, where they are being, engraved on the tree.
But there's only 3 of them that are carved into the tree. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the other.
And there's a beautiful guy. I think he's cutting down a tree in the back. But the Silver Surfer Man of this album is just
Yeah.
It's messianic. I don't know
It
how
looks
else to
like
put
it
it.
was
Looks
made in like Windows XP.
yeah, but it just looks. I mean, he was made in human clay, But like, dude, there's something about it that seems, it's like it does seem like religious or like higher. It's like he's like a higher being.
Well,
He's
here we go,
human.
man. I can give you a Wikipedia tidbit that
Everyone
was
loves when you
uh,
read Wikipedia. So
yeah. People like to leave us bad reviews and tell us that we just read off of Wikipedia. But I didn't know
The
that.
facts are the facts.
Yeah, Mark Tremonti's brother Daniel did the album artwork for their first two albums, My Own Prison and Weathered. And according to Mark Tremonti, the designer, the album cover, quote, represents a crossroad which every man finds himself at in his life. And the man of clay represented, quote, our actions, that what we are is up to us, and that we can lead our own path and make our own destiny. True that,
Wow.
brother Mark.
True that. You can make our own destiny.
Dude, human clay.
Yeah. Like I said, it was released on our birthday. I guess it was released on my 5th birthday. I'm still mad at my parents that I didn't have one as it came out. I wanted to be one of those 20 million copies. But at the time, I would have been one of, who knows? I could have, parents could have bought the first one.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Unbelievable. And even still, I need to give a special shout out because obviously, people go to higher. Are You Ready is a great song. I need to give a shout out to Are You Ready because in 2014, the Boston Red Sox decided to sign veteran catcher AJ Pierzynski after a long stint bouncing around. I think he was with the Twins, the Giants, and the White Sox. But the Red Sox signed him, and he used to use Are You Ready as his walk-up song. They designated him for assignment sometime that summer after underperforming, but he should have stuck around exclusively due to the fact that he used Creed as his walk-up. Also need to give a big shout-out to the strings version of With Arms Wide Open. I remember when I used to use Pandora Radio, and even before that, Playlist FM or Playlist.com, whatever that was. It was like free Spotify. You could just build out playlists. I would always find the strings version of With Arms Wide Open, and it's just a heater, man. This entire record, man, really, really good. And it's the best album that's ever been released in September.
Yeah, and I know you're thinking it's kind of hard to believe, but hard to imagine, but it is.
Things were different,
and we're sticking to it. I mean, it's just, yeah. We when we were before, we were like, yeah, let's mix it up. Let's put Nevermind a little bit farther down, and let's boast up the human clays of the world.
We did what we had to do.
Yeah,
and I'm glad.
So to recap, top 10 albums released in September. We got number 10, Euphoria Morning by Chris Cornell. Then we go Backspacer by Pearl Jam. Black Gives Way to Blue. Maybe when it switches back, when blue gives way to black, we'll come back to it. By Alice in Chains. Blind Melon's Blind Melon, number 7. Louder Than Love is number 6. Nevermind by Nirvana coming in at number 5. Eddie Vedder's Into the Wild coming in at number 4. Core, STP, Dirt, and then by Alice in Chains. Then the best album is Creed. Human Clay.
Human Clay. If I had just one wish, I hope he's not like me. I hope he understands.
Oh,
well, that's it, man. That was a pretty big session that we got into with a lot of nitty gritty music talk here. We got on a bit of a session there.
I love calling things sessions.
Yeah,
great.
Me too, dude. I just put 2 and 2 together. You know how you go to a brewery and they have their session IPA. I just figured out they mean that because you can get on a session with it, you can have multiple of them and have it not affect you. Because I was watching a Prime Mutton video and he was talking about somebody's stout and he was like, it's a very sessionable stout, and I was like, you know what? I love that. I need to start. I'm gonna make a commitment from heretofore to start referring to my drinking sessions as sessions. Yeah. Yep. Prime Mutton wills it. He is decreed it as such. So that was a good session. Thank you for joining us for that session. I hope you enjoyed our analysis and our list here. And it was good to kind of talk about 10 albums that we've all spent a great deal of time with over the years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably get into we'll probably not the last time you hear about them on the page and on the pod, so things will be coming up for sure.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, that wraps up today. That wraps up 235.
235, man. We've just got to do some this day in music here
Oh yeah, might as well, right?
before we get rolling. I'm trying to think here. I don't even think no, we recorded episode 234 before I went to the Mannequin Pussy show. I just wanted to talk about that because I still wasn't sure if I was going to get able to get tickets by the time that we recorded that. I think because we recorded it on the 10th and I went to the show on the 12th, but I was able to scoop some face value tickets the afternoon of the show. Just by asking in the Instagram comments of a Mannequin Pussy Instagram post. And I was able to buy 3 tickets. So me and the fellas were able to go. It was absolutely sick. And I just wanted to shout that out. It lived up to my expectations and all of our expectations. All 3 of us had wanted to see them for at least a year or 2 now. And it was a heater. You couldn't beat it. It was like 5 minutes from my house. So had some beers, went to the show, got some food afterwards, couldn't beat it. I don't think I'm going to go with them for my song of the week, but do you have a song of the week, or you want me to choose?
Yeah, I can come up.
Yeah.
I had a I had a session on Friday night with the boys.
Getting on a bit of a session.
I was on a session and we were playing games and Catan and different things, and I was on the aux all day. And it was amazing the corners of the world that we reached in this session. I'm very, we were all over the place. There was a time where, we were laying on the ground looking in the sky playing Interstellar. There's a time when, the beginning of Lord of the Rings, like the Hobbit theme music, and we were like frolicking around, like we touched it all, right? And then of course though, we had sea shanties come on, and I just want to bring up Rattling Bog by Carlisle Fraser, I believe is the artist. But the Rattling Bog, and trying to keep up with the lyrics and sing. And we took it for a ride, and we did our best. And it's definitely something that I need to practice a little bit more and work on. But it's a great song for a good session, and it's going on the list.
That's pretty a lot of
good sea shanties.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
There's always a time. I'm glad, that's a full day right there. I mean, you frolicked, you grounded, and you sea shantied. Jimmy V would be very proud of you. You laugh, you think, and you cry.
Exactly, dude. That's a full day.
That is a full day. I love that. Please, send that over to me. I'm gonna spend some time with that before the Patriots kick off here in about 2 hours. But I'm at such a crossroads for my song of the week, dude. I feel like I spent a lot of the summer just complaining about the fact that nothing was hitting musically and I couldn't find what I was down with. But I have been all over the place and I've been into a lot of different things. I think I'm going to pick the latter of these 2 as my song of the week, just because I know we've spoken about it and it's actually on my wall behind me. But I've been spending so much time with the band recently. I've been listening to The Last Waltz a bunch, particularly their version of Don't Do It and their version of Up on Cripple Creek from that show, which coincidentally they opened with Up on Cripple Creek, and then Don't Do It was the last song the band ever played together in their classic lineup at 2 a.m. at the end of The Last Waltz. But dude, Levon Helm, fucking legend. I was reading up on The Last Waltz, and evidently Levon's parts, his drumming and his singing, it was the only part of the show that they didn't need to edit after the fact to change, to re-record or anything. Like he was just that good, man. I'm just obsessed with him, and especially, dude, when he takes vocals and when he's drumming at the same time, it is out of this world. I love Up on Cripple Creek at the end when he's just yodeling and he's just drumming. It's so good, man. And I don't think I want to pick that as a song of the week just because I just felt the need to shout it out. But an individual that I believe must have been influenced by the band and at least influenced by people who were influenced by the band is MJ Lenderman. It's been a huge MJ Lenderman September for me. So do with that information what you will. But Manning Fireworks is on my wall behind me. We were lucky enough to scoop up a couple of copies of that at the time, complimentary of the fine folks who released it. But I'm going to pick Joker Lips from that album as my song of the week. I'm not sure if it's been a song of the week of ours before, but I've just been hammering that entire album like over and over. I've been just ping-ponging between that album and the band. So that's kind of where I've been at, and it feels pretty good. It's not like I'm listening to MJ Lenderman and the band because I'm sad. Like I'm just vibing with it. like over and over and over again. The same like 6 or 7 songs from those 2 outfits, but it feels really good, and I'm gonna keep it going here for the fall.
Love it, dude. Love it.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna take a page out of your book and start getting into that again.
yeah. It's it's a little bit early for the band. Like it's a little bit early, but I think MJ Lenderman, it's right on time.
Yeah. Well, Thanksgiving is right around the corner too, so we're gonna.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving time is
the band will
cover
the band will cover Thanksgiving, and MJ Lenderman will cover like when you want to go like performatively go to a coffee shop and like get a pastry and just like try to look interesting. So
performatively, I love that.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
That's what it's all about, man.
Today's big activity, like I'm gonna star in the role as the man that goes to the coffee shop.
I'll have a book under my arm, perhaps.
I want to be the most memorable person to walk in that 30-minute time frame.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome.
That's it. That's pretty good.
That is it.
That was a good episode.
I hope you enjoyed the breakdown and whatnot. There's 2 great songs. Joker Lips is a great song, and Rattling Bog, you're gonna enjoy that one, Chris. I think you'll know exactly what we're doing the next time we get together at the karaoke.
Well, next time we get on a bit of a session.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week. We'll talk to everybody next week.
Godspeed, everybody. Rock and roll.
Hanser. Let's do this, man. See y'all.